Joining me in the Tech Week TV studio here at Techcelerate at London Tech Week 2019 is Tim Ensor, who is Director of AI at Cambridge Consultants. Tim, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. It's great to be here.
Cambridge Consultants, what is that? Tell me about that and tell me what your role as Director of AI there means.
Sure, no, I'd love to. So I have a great time working with the amazing team at Cambridge Consultants. They help companies to create new to the world products and services with the aim of really trying to disrupt their markets. So it's really high innovation stuff, having a big impact on people's businesses using technology. My personal role and focus is working with those business leaders to help them understand what does artificial intelligence enable in their businesses for those kind of innovations, and then how do we help them to deliver the ambition they've got for that tech into the markets.
And what kind of organisations and businesses are you working with to try and power up their AI opportunities?
Sure, no, it's a really broad mix. So we have a very strong presence in medical, so we're working with people like Novartis to do connected inhalers with machine learning in the inhaler.
Oh, really?
For better patient data collection and understanding what their conditions are. We have a heritage of working with people like Nike to make the fuel band, so that's kind of getting quantified self using analytics to understand how you're performing at your chosen sport. Yep. So a whole range. I mean, pushing further into the more recent AI work, we're working with businesses who are trying to create the high definition maps which are going to be required for autonomous vehicles, and how do we use AI to automate that process. Even working with some of the agricultural businesses to look at how can they understand the performance of the crops that they're growing just by looking at them, even from drone footage, so from quite a long way away. So some really exciting projects we've got going on.
AI is a huge part of what we're about here at Techcelerate this year with the AI Summit, of course. What's your involvement here at London Tech Week and Techcelerate?
So I'm really enjoying the London Tech Week this year. Really for me it's about spending time with people from so many different sectors who all have an interest in understanding, where have we got to so far with AI as a technology, what is it going to enable in the near term, and also what are the challenges people are experiencing in getting this to work in the real world.
Come back to those in a moment. Obviously, AI Summit here in London right now, but there's another AI Summit taking place later on this year in San Francisco that you're going to be playing a key part in.
Right, I have the huge privilege of being able to chair the main stage, the deliver stage for San Francisco AI Summit in September. And so I'm really looking forward to that. I think that's going to bring its own flavour of the discussions we have here because it's in San Francisco.
And what would you say that you're trying to get out of that San Francisco edition of it? You know, AI, different hubs around the world perhaps, but what's going to be different about what San Francisco's flavours bring? Well,
I think one of the things which everybody's recognising about AI as we're seeing it develop today is it's going to have a huge impact on society and on businesses, but the pace that people are seeing this move at is pretty frantic, and I think nowhere more so than San Francisco. So the maths and algorithmic techniques we're seeing people developing today will be new business capabilities tomorrow, and they'll be out in new business applications in the market the day after. Yeah. And so that pace of progress is a real kind of facet of the discussion that we're seeing at the moment. And I think we're going to really see that come to the fore, particularly in San Francisco, which is such a hotbed of fast-moving tech.
And just coming back to a point you made a moment ago, understanding where we're at with AI, what the challenges are, what are the hurdles that need to be overcome in order to really start to reap more benefits. What's your assessment of that? You know, are we still in version 1.0 or the dot matrix days, if you're going to use the printer analogy, and we're waiting for the leap to inkjet printers, and they're so much faster and so much clearer?
So first thing to say is there is a huge amount of exciting new products and new services people are delivering using artificial intelligence. I mean, we use voice assistants every day, most of us, and we're kind of used to that as part of our daily life. I would say that lots of businesses we see are slightly stuck in what I'd call the proof of concept phase, where they've got some ideas, they're testing it out, but actually there is a real challenge, it seems, pushing through the experimentation and the test to get things to scale in the market. Yeah. And that's certainly one of the things I'm hoping that we can dig into in San Francisco at the AI Summit there as well, is as well as talking about the great things people have achieved, being able to come together and start understanding where are the challenges, be they skills availability or the data quality or ethics and regulatory kind of issues, which is a big issue in this whole debate. So with the people that we're going to have in the room in San Francisco, I'm sure we'll get some really great answers and insight as we come together around those problems.
Speaking of people in a big room together, finally, if I can, Tim, here we are in Techcelerate at London's Excel. As I say, AI is a big part here, but there's also 5G and cloud and DevOps and immersive reality technologies here. What have you made from walking around about the importance of these technologies cross-pollinating? Because AI on its own doesn't really do a great deal. It needs to work with these other technologies to deliver some sort of value.
Right. No, I think that's a fair point. And it is really exciting to see the interrelationship and interdependence of these technologies. So, the work that some of my colleagues at Cambridge Consultants are doing in 5G, that's highlighting that you can't very readily manage the complexity of a 5G network without using AI. Equally, some of the work some of my colleagues are doing in AR and VR, to be able to map the space and the world that these technologies are trying to immerse you in, requires you to be able to sense the space you're in and to be able to infer what that space is made up of and what the objects are. So the kind of cross-pollination of these different technologies to create the kind of user experiences and the services that people around us here are building is a really exciting facet to the whole discussion.
Brilliant. We've had a great discussion just now, Tim. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. I wish you all the best of luck for here and also for the AI Summit in San Francisco later this year.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.